Hello everybody, it's EzraTime here, and today I want to talk about the White Snake 2 movie. As I already watched this movie, it's actually available on YouTube. And I watched it and I thought that well, I might as well do a White Snake 2 review, right? Because I've been a fan for the first one, I've been following closely for the second one, obviously. Um, so I thought I want to give you guys a review for my thoughts for the movie, and I think there's gonna be several section on this video. I think this might be one of the longest review that you guys watch because there's gonna be the first section is gonna be like my non-spoiler review, just my thoughts overall for the movie, and then the second one is gonna be like a spoiler breakdown. And I think that's gonna be the longest one, depends on how I deliver the the my thoughts, and then the next one is gonna be I think my own takes on this movie because I have several ideas that how different this movie can go, and I think it could have been better, And then obviously the final one is gonna be my hopes for White Snake 3, because well, let's just be real. They're gonna make I think they're gonna make the third one, but I don't know. It's not confirmed yet. Hopefully they do. But anyway, let's just start with my the non-spoiler review, shall we? And also I screenshot so many stuff from the movie, so I probably have trouble for picking some of the images. So I'm really sorry if I just pause for a second and not saying anything because I try to find the images, if that happens. But yeah, so let's start. Um, I feel like this movie is not it's not really a great sequel to the first one, to be honest, because I feel like they're trying to do something too big in this movie, and it's just too many complex things happening, and sometimes it doesn't really make any sense, or like they do make sense, but it's not a good thing or something like that. And yeah, and I safe to say I'm not really impressed with the sequel, and I think some people is not impressed as well. And I mean, on IMDb, this movie actually rate lower than the first one, which honestly makes sense. I think the first one, honestly, when I was finishing watching this movie, it's actually making me love the first movie even more. Seriously, like that says something, right? But anyway, let me get to the positive part of the movie. Obviously you got Xiao Qing as the main characters, obviously, and then there is some other side character that appear as well, and we got Sister Sun right here. She's actually an interesting side character. I think she is actually from like the future timeline or something like that. What wasn't timeline, but like future time, and then she got sent to the Shura City because well, for whatever reason, because they never actually explained that. And yeah, and then the next interesting side characters is this one, a spider demon. um and I think the spider demon is like she's not in this movie a lot, but once she's appeared, I was like, oh, okay, like nice design. I'm not gonna lie, like the character design is actually amazing, but it's just like I feel like it just has so many potential, but it's not really explored in the movie, and I can't really get into that because well, it would be kind of spoiler. But let me just say, yes, an interesting side character, Spider Demon, Sister Sun, and then you got Raksha, leader of the Raksha here. I kind of forget his name. I don't think they mentioned her name in the movie. I kind of forget. Because they keep saying like sister, like second sister, third sister, or something like that, right? But she's basically the leader of the Raksha clan, even though well, technically Sima is the leader, the guy who looks like Neza in the trailer, but she's basically, I don't know, she's actually the secondary leader, you could say that. And she's also interesting, because I feel like again I like her design. I like how, but I would say she's not really playing a much role in the movie, which is really sad. Because I feel like again I feel like all these side characters has so much potential, but they don't really explore them that much, and which is sad. And again, I think this has a reason. Like the main reason why this is not really well explored is because the movie is too big and has too many different things happening, and it's just a mess sometimes. At times it's a mess, but I don't know. He's just not really having a good impression on me. But anyway, let's get to one of the main characters, obviously, Xiao Jing, and then the next one is obviously the masked man. I think you guys already seen this on the trailer. He was to be honest. Like he's one of the main characters, but it's just like I don't know, man. I don't know about this. It's so weird, and it's just again like not leaving a good impression on me. And again, I can't really get into it because it will be a major spoiler. But if you guys already watched the movie, again, you guys can watch this movie literally on YouTube. It's actually available. Just sort of watch Snake 2 full movie English subtitle or something like that. It will appear, and then you can watch that there. Which is a 2 hours and 12 minutes long, but you know. But either way, again, I just don't think the Masked Man is a good character, or like doesn't really make any sense to me, even though they kind of explain it in the movie, but it's just I don't know, man. It doesn't really work for me. I kind of wish that the Masked Man was like a much more original character. Let me just put it that way, because again, it will be a major spoiler. But I kind of wish he's actually like a lot more original, or like pure original characters compared to just like this in the movie. And then the next characters, obviously we got Sima, or Simon, I guess in English, but I'm just gonna call him Sima, like in the movie. Um, I don't guess. Oh, sorry about that. So Sima is I would say Sima is much more, I guess, a lot more interesting, or like a tiny bit more interesting compared to the Masked Man, to be honest. Because apparently, see, he was sent to Shura City because he has this love potion that he has, and basically he fucks so many women, and then yeah, and then in the movie he fall in love with Xiao Qing apparently, and I just say there is some moment in later in the movie that feels like, oh my god, Sima, like I can't believe you did this, but in the end he kind of redeemed himself, and I feel like he's an okay, like one of the main characters that was okay, because I think like, the main characters in this movie is Xiao Qing, Sima, and then the masked man, or like the masked teenager, and now, compared to all of them, I think Sima is the best one to me. Well, not by far, but just a tiny bit, because I feel like I don't know. I feel like he has more arc compared to the Masked Man or Xiao Qing. Xiao Qing has an arc, but I don't really care for her, and it's not because I hate Xiao Qing as a character. Like I like Xiao Qing, but it's just like not really. Again, not really leaving a good impression to me, and this is making me really, really sad, because she was one of my favorite characters in the first movie, honestly. And I will say this though, I like Xiao Qing in the first movie a lot more than she is in the second movie. Yeah, call me crazy, hating on me, but I gotta be honest, I love her more in the first movie compared to the second one. I feel like in the first movie has a lot more charisma, even though she's not the main characters. And in this one, she's the main character, but it's just not, again, like not really memorable. Like there is something special about her, at least in my opinion. And it's just, yeah, it sucks. And I think the biggest part is that this movie has no magic at all. Like I'm talking about like literal magic, like, oh, like in the first movie you got the generals doing their magic stuff, like with the bird and all that kind of stuff, or like supernatural power. Because when you get transferred to Shura City, you basically lose all your powers, like all your supernatural powers, and that kind of sucks, to be honest, because I feel like the supernatural power plays could work as a really good fight scene. But in this one, like the fight scene is okay, they're not bad, but it's just okay, not really like memorable or like completely epic like the first movie. The first movie's action sequences is amazing, and the two sisters, Xiaobai and Xiaoqing versus Little General, and then obviously the final fight, in the third act of the first movie is just amazing, and you don't really get that in this second movie. It's basically just I would say a kinda realistic action. And I guess it's amazing that all these gods and demons basically have like using their guns and all that kind of stuff, like modern stuff to fight. So I guess that's pretty cool, but it's just like not really, I don't know, not really interesting. Like the fight sequences was okay, and and go to the next character. We got the Bull Gang leader, which is, whoops, hang on a second, guys. The Bull Gang leader, which is basically one of the villain in this movie, because next to Fahai, obviously. And again, he was just an okay character. So he was an okay villain. Like I don't really feel his story or something like that, because I don't really feel that he was really that. I mean, he kind of feel threatening because look at him, he's so powerful and literally a fucking bull. But it's just like in the movie he was like not really, like not I'm not really feeling it that he's actually a good villain, to be honest. And it's just like weird, like he has a cool design once again, but it's just like not no no not really a good villain. And then we got obviously Fahai, the man himself. And I will say this: Fahai is a dick, obviously, just like in the original folklore. But it's just like not he again. He's not really a villain in this one, to be honest. Like, I will say this: the movie doesn't have. To me, the movie didn't really have a concrete villain, just like in the first movie, like, where like you get the general and then you get the Snake Mother, right? And then in this one, you got Fahai and then the Bull Gang leader. That's literally his name, Bull Gang leader. But it's just like these two is not even a concrete villain. Like none of them feel threatening, and it's just it sucks, because I think like both of them got defeated so easily. To be honest with you guys, and it sucks, And man, I'm disappointed to be honest. But and obviously, okay. Well, first of all, we gotta get to the sorry, we gotta get to the my favorite characters obviously before I wrap up the non spoiler review. Obviously, the Foxy boss. Obviously, she's the best part for this movie. That's another positive part about this movie that this movie make the Foxy boss or the Fox Demon as a much bigger characters, and I think that's a really good decision because she's probably the most interesting characters in this movie. Like there is a scene where she just talked for like 10 minutes and that's where I get really turned on to the movie. Like I was really paying attention to what she was saying because there is this interesting idea like how she got to Shura City and how to get out of Shura City. What is her business? All that kind of stuff. Like I was actually interested by that. Like compared to the Xiao Qing stuff. Like, Xiao Qing stuff was like whatever. Like it's a story, but whatever. And when the Fox Demon is explaining stuff, I was like really listening to her, and then it's just like the movie. That's sort of the best part of the movie. Like she's the best characters, and she's the best part in this movie. I swear. Like, every single time you see her, it's just like wow. And there's like she has like two big scenes. I would say that in this movie, and yeah, those two scenes is just amazing, because the way what it was directed, and then the way, obviously the Fox Demon, always the best character for me. And the other stuff is that is the soundtrack or the score, by Guo Huawei. I think that's the man's name. Guo Huawei, which is the composer for the first White Snake movie, and then New Gods Never Reborn, and then recently this one, the music or the soundtrack is actually amazing. I think that's the best part of the movie. The soundtrack is amazing. The directing is amazing by Zhao Jiating or Ji Chao. And then obviously the animation. The animation is just gorgeous. But yeah, that's beside it, to be honest. Like the story is whatever. It's really complex, and this movie is too big, to be honest. Like it doesn't really feel like a White Snake movie anymore, or like a Green Snake movie, to be fair. And it's just whatever. Like it's just it feels like a cinematic universe movie compared like Avengers or Justice League compared to White Snake, to be honest. Like White Snake is because White Snake was supposed to be a contained story. Like I get they tried to do like a bigger stuff here, but this one they tried too big. It's too big to, like for the movie to just like being like a White Snake movie. It's just too big. And it kind of sucks, obviously, and it's just yeah, and overall, I think I'm gonna rate this movie 6.5 out of 10. To be honest, I rate the first movie 8 out of 10, and the first movie um have like a really good impression on me because it's just like wow, and is like when the movie ended, I was like it stuck with me for like several days because again the movie was so sad to be honest, like the first one. And this one doesn't really, I don't really feel that, when the movie ended I was like, oh okay, I mean I can't wait for White Snake 3, I guess. But whatever, I don't really care that much. And I know some of you guys probably hating on me or like disappointed that I don't really like this movie. And trust me, I was disappointed at myself because I was really hyping this movie up, or like wasn't hyping, but it's like I want to watch this movie, like really really want to watch this movie. And I was a big fan for the first one, but it's just like I don't really like it. And to be honest, it was an okay sequel. It's not really giving me a good impression, and it missed the heart or the emotion. Like the first one. The first one has a heart and has an emotion level, and then it's just like amazing to watch. And again, leaving like a long lasting impression on me. But in this one, it's just like when it's over, I was like, oh, guess it's over. Okay, and that's why it's a 6.5 out of 10 for me. And yeah, and that's the non-spoiler review. So the next section for the video, I'm gonna be talking about the spoiler review or like a breakdown for the story. I decided to do this on one video anyway because well, might as well people watch it, right? I think this is gonna be a long video, so again, bear with me. Hang on, guys, I gotta drink first again. Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I'm really sorry. The second section for the video is the spoiler review for video, and let me just break down from the very beginning of the scene of the movie. Obviously, here you got Xiao Bai and Xiao Qing basically trying to overthrow the Tensum Temple or something like that. Which is again, this is where we see the actual Xiao Bai. To be honest, like the rest of them is just like whatever. And I know some of you will say that, oh, but this guy is Xiao Bai, right, Ezra? Again, we are in spoiler territory now, so click away. Um, but it's just not really. I'm not really considering that person as Xiaobai. This is the real Xiaobai for me, obviously, in the beginning, and he only appeared in the first 5 minutes of the movie, and the rest of them is about Xiaoqing. And honestly, that kind of sucks, to be honest. Like, I know I'm excited to see Xiaoqing as a main character, but I gotta realize that yeah, Xiaoqing is not really good as the main characters. Like she's good in a Green Snake movie back in 1992, but that movie took place in the original folklore. This one is like brand new, and it's kind of scary and weird, to be honest. Like how what the Light Chaser studio is planning moving forward. But yeah, this is the only scene where you see Xiaobai, which is again, it's a banger opening. It's a great opening for the movie, but it's just like whatever, not really good, and kind of sucks, And obviously you got like I said before, like the mass teenager. So we're gonna talk about the mass teenager next, which is oops, whoops, sorry guys, wrong button. Yeah, the mass teenager is surprise guys. The mass teenager is actually um oh my god, where's the images? Ah, this is sucks. Oh, this is it. Like the mass teenager is actually Xiaobai. Yeah, he's actually Xiaobai, and I was like, what the hell? Like that's weird, And they kind of explain it in the end of the movie that apparently there is some time things happening in this movie, because apparently Xiaobai got reincarnated several times, but it's just like it doesn't make any sense for me, and it's weird, and to see that Xiaobai is actually the mass teenager, it doesn't really work for me, to be honest. And I know some people already said that, well, there's a foreshadowing, all that kind of stuff, but I'm just like, yeah, I can see the foreshadow, but I'm just like, again, it's not really working for me. It's not really a good element for the movie. If anything, that's what I mean. That I wish the masked teenager is an actual original characters. Like he's actually a love interest to Xiaoqing instead of Xiaobai, because I mean it kind of makes sense to the story at some point, but it's just like I don't know, it wasn't really working for me. It's at least not 100%, and that kind of sucks to be honest. And yeah, and then the other parts of this, the next one is obviously gonna be Sima. So we're gonna talk about the Sima spoiler review. So what Sima did basically to Xiaoqing is that he basically betrayed Xiaoqing towards in the middle of the movie. Like there is a scene where basically the tunnel get flooded, and then Sima is like trying to convince Xiaoqing to just let's run away together, let's leave Shura City together, and then the masked teenager or Xiaobai is getting trapped into the tunnel, right? And then Xiaoqing definitely went to Xiaobai to help him, and then Sima just leave her behind, and then that leave her heartbroken, and that eventually lead to my really my least favorite scene for the movie, because it just makes Xiaoqing so out of characters, to be honest. And it's just like why this is happening. So basically this image right here is like Xiaoqing is literally trying to commit suicide. Like literally there's like a magical creature that will bite you. Like there's several seasons in this Shura City that will absolutely invite this magical creature, and then if they bite you, you become one of them. You're basically dead already. And Xiaoqing literally trying to. This is after Sima just betrays Xiaoqing, and then Xiaoqing is trying to commit suicide. Like, okay, you know what? Strong man, weak man, it doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna commit suicide. I guess I'll die or something like that, right? And to me, that felt out of characters. Like that is not Xiaoqing. Like if anything, I want Xiaoqing to be this character that's like so determined to save her sister. And oh, by the way, I just gonna make it clear that Xiaobai and Xiaoqing is not like blood related sister. They were sworn sister, all right? Because there is some people that actually puts the comments that, oh, this is like an incest love or something like that. First of all, you are not familiar with the original folklore for Whitesnake. It's kind of obvious because Xiaoqing always loved Xiaobai romantically, and the original story is that Xiaoqing was actually a man before, and then he tried to win Xiaobai's heart, and then obviously they duel, right? But Xiaobai win the duel, and then Xiaoqing decided to transform into a female, and that's how they become sister. They sworn sister, not like blood related or like biological sister. All right, just get the message out there. Gotta make things clear. But anyway, get back to the topic. And yeah, it's really out of character why she suddenly want to commit suicide, and it got stopped when Xiaobai revealed himself behind the mask, and it's just like, yeah, man, why would you do this? Why this is not Xiao Qing. This is felt so out of characters that she just like, okay, I guess I'll die. Like, what about your sister? What about your determination to defeat Fahai and you know, Fahai and well, yeah, Fahai and get your sister back. Like all of that suddenly gone because Sima betrayed her. And I feel like yes, well, Ezra, there is like she was locked in the tunnel. Like there's no way out. Well, after she rescues Xiaobai, she gets the strength to go out and then kick open the door and then managed to escape. And it's just like, yeah, I mean, like, was if she can do that, then obviously she will. Like she can do that in the beginning, but for some reason she just decided to give up and just want to commit suicide. Like again, for me, that is just so out of character for Xiao Qing. And again, one of the main criticism for this movie is that Xiao Qing is not really a good main character, to be honest. At least not for me. Xiao Bai is a great main character, or Su Xian, to be honest, but it's just like, yeah, Xiao Qing is not really that great character. Like she was better in the first movie, and that says a lot. But anyway, get everything out of the way. I want to talk about obviously my favorite characters, the Foxy Boss. Because again, she's the best part of this movie, and basically when she was first introduced to this movie, it just got so interesting immediately because she know what the hell is going on in Shura City, right? And then basically there is a question about how does she know about Shura City, and then how does she get here? And apparently it was explained in the movie that she's actually come to Shura City willingly, or like she get to Shura City once, and then she managed to find a way out, and then that's why she knows a lot of stuff about Shura City. And listening to that exposition is actually the best part of the movie, to be honest, because like she's actually one of the characters that I absolutely adore, and actually interested to listen to um what's her backstory and all that kind of stuff, and how does she get to the Shura City. Like again, that's the most interesting part of the movie. Like she's the best part, and I think without her this movie is gonna be get so much worse, to be honest, because well, the Foxy Boss really carry out the movie, to be honest, for me, especially when the scene where she is in, it's just she pretty much just carry the whole scene in that movie. And because again she is so sassy and charismatic, and again it's just so cool to see her more in this one. And also I want to add something. I kind of like how they give the fox. This is basically her face, her worry face when there is like a giant bird flying over the city and kind of like burning everything. And that giant bird is heading to her workshop, and then obviously the door is bursting open because of the heat or the fire. And then she has this worry face, or like scare face, and I like it because I thought that the Foxy's voice is gonna be like a one-dimensional character, so like the one-dimensional emotional characters that she's just gonna smile or like sassy and all that kind of stuff. Like she kind of did that half the time, but I love how there is a moment in this movie that she actually saw like or like feel worried or feel terrified, and you kind of see that in this face right here. Like I think this face is like a good emotional face or like a scary or like a scared face, to be honest, for the Foxy Boss, and I think that's interesting. But either way, so this picture right here is basically the second big scene where the Foxy Boss was actually in this movie. And she is actually this is where she actually explained a lot of the backstory for her and how she got to the city, and the talking that she is actually a businessman, all that kind of stuff. Again, the best part. And I feel like this is where she also explained how the origin for Shura City and all that kind of stuff. And apparently, if you actually want to live with Shura City, you have to unleash your obsession basically to the water. And then you can also live the Shura City using a snake, I think. Like basically Shura City is like a giant snake, and then the snake actually meet right here in the sky. Like this is the mouth, and then this is the tail, and then the person can jump from here to the snake's mouth, and then that's how they pretty much get out of the city. And there is a limited time to it. And this is where the Foxy Boss is kind of like while the bull gang leader is actually coming to her shop and trying to destroy it and or like take it over. That's right, like she's actually involved in the main conflict this time, so again that's a great thing as well. And this is where she gets so annoyed by hearing the news that, oh, the bull gang leader is heading to your office, or like, sorry, to your workshop, and try to destroy, and she's like, huh, okay, this guy again. You know what? I cannot believe this or something like that. And it's just amazing. And then obviously this is where Foxy Boss being a badass. Basically she used a gun, and I think that's the best. Another best part of this movie is that using this demon or god characters that basically using a modern day tool, like a gun, or like the kind of stuff, like basically the stuff that you haven't found on the Song Dynasty, or like the Tang Dynasty or something like that. And it's just so cool to see the Fox Demon using a shotgun, or like wasn't a shotgun, but like a rifle or something like that. And it's just so cool. And yeah, it's great. And obviously the next one is we got the giant fox. Obviously you already seen these images, the eight-tailed fox demon in the trailer, and this is where she is in the movie. She basically transforms this giant nine-tailed fox, which honestly kind of cute to be honest. But she's I kind of disappointed that she's not like this the whole time, or like she's only appeared like for like several minutes, and then just that, and then all she does when she appear, she just swim around and then basically take down the enemy. And it kind of sucks, because the main again, I really like the face, and I like how there's like two demons in the ear. You can see that, and it's just like, yeah, can't wait to see this form more in the future, maybe in the spin-off movie, who knows. um but yeah, let's talk about the main villain, which is Fahai, right? Fahai was supposed to be the main villain, but again, he is not that prominent in this movie. He doesn't really feel at that and like that threatening. And honestly, Fahai is barely in this movie. Like he's in the beginning, and then he's near the end of the movie. And the way Fahai got defeated was actually so unsatisfying, and is so weird, and it's just, I'm disappointed that Fahai is not exactly feel like the main villain, because Fahai is like the main villain in the original folklore, and I'm actually excited to see how they're going to handle Fahai in this one. Maybe I'm expecting it's going to be epic, and apparently he barely in this movie, and he's not even the main threat. And even the Bull Gang leader, not even the main threat, and those are the two villains in this movie, Fahai and the Bull Gang leader, because they're working together, and it's just like both of them doesn't feel threatening. Both of them doesn't feel like a concrete villain. And I feel like this movie is just a teaser for how evil Fahai could be in the future, to be honest with you guys. Because um and then the Bull Gang leader, obviously, also the working together with Fahai, because there is this scene right here where his body was glowing, because he was basically protected by Fahai's magic, or like power, and then that's why he basically cannot be defeated in this Shura City. And I would say this, there is a weird thing about Fahai as well, is that the reason why, like, Fahai actually sent Xiao Qing to the Shura City, right? And for some reason, he said that Shura City shouldn't exist, which is like, what? What the hell? Like, I feel like he's a hypocrite, or like the writing is so bad that it just doesn't really make any sense. There is some line, or like some ideas that doesn't really like land, or wasn't really well executed. And it's just the writing is just so weird for the characters. And I get it that Fahai is a hypocrite, but it's like, this is like weird. It's just weird that he sent Xiao Qing to the Shura City, and then suddenly the next time he said like, oh, Xiao Qing should not, like, Shura City shouldn't exist. Then why the hell are you sending more people to this Xiao Qing to the Shura City? Like, that's one more person to the Shura City. And the goal is that Fahai explained that if everybody was killed or like vanished for the Shura City, then the city basically ceased to exist for some reason. Like, where is their Shura City come from? We don't know. It's just there, and apparently, if there is no more people got sent to the city, then the city will just be disappearing. Like, how does it exist in the first place anyway? Then, if you said that if there is no person in the city, then it's just gone. Does that mean that there is just the city was like there, and then waiting for someone to just come in, and then when that person get out, that the city was like, guess I'll die, or something like that. Like, I don't know, that element was really weird for me, and again, really the weakest part of the movie. But anyway, we get the final battle. Obviously, the final battle about this movie. And then, oh, by the way, I forgot to add that when Xiaobei was revealed, apparently the masked teenager is actually wearing this magical mask for some reason. And apparently, if you wear this mask for the second time, you can actually become the Bull Gang leader, like protector or something like that. Which is again a weird element that just came out of nowhere. Like, why would you do that? And And this is basically, I know that the mask teenage is wearing a mask, like a goggle and all that kind of stuff, but this is like a magical mask that he was wearing. And then apparently, if he wear this again, he will become the bull gang leader, like apprentice or something like that. But apparently, he wear it and then he becomes Xiaobai again, which is, oh, what? Okay. I mean, when this happened, I thought there's gonna be like an amazing twist that, oh, there is not Xiaobai. I mean, technically, it's not really Xiaobai, but in the end, it was like, oh, it was actually Xiaobai, and I was like, oh, okay, well, cool, I guess. And it's just so weird and doesn't really make any sense. It doesn't really work for me. And obviously, Xiaoqing is pissed that knowing that this is not Xiaobai. And to be fair, the man himself that never actually confirmed that he is Xiaobai, but he has a Xiaobai face. And then Xiaoqing immediately call him Xiaobai several times. And I feel it's kind of funny that when that is not Xiaobai, he's like just like pissed off. And then why you just okay with it or something like that. Well, to be fair, Xiaoqing, you are the one who called him Xiaobai the entire time. So there's that. But either way, understandable why she is pissed. And then in the end, he has this dialogue that I have to be independent and all that kind of stuff, which I feel like it too on the nose. I feel like they should just the writing should just keep it just be more subtle, like with the scene and all that kind of stuff, or the messages and sorry the messages, and it's just like not really on your face, but it was in your face and it kind of sucks to be honest. And the final battle, obviously, the final battle actually took place in the obviously in the this like the I would say dimension or something like that, realm that basically got this classic Chinese animation style. And apparently this portal right here appeared in the top of the spider demon boss. Basically the spider demon is actually a friend with the fox demon, and then for some reason he has this like cave or like portal in the top of her boss. And to me that feels weird that, oh, there is a portal on top of your boss the entire time, like what the fuck. But there was the case apparently. And that's what Xiaoqing entered and she met Fahai, and then they fought. They fought like this. Xiaoqing were like using the magical to green snake aura to defeat Fahai. And honestly, the final fight is actually happening for 20 years technically, but it was sped up obviously. But it's just like not really satisfying. And again, Fahai is just gone like that. And then obviously you get these teas that Xiaoqing is using the large green snake design, just like Xiaobai in the first movie where she transformed into this giant white snake. We kind of see the green snake form here, but it's just like, again, I kind of disappointed that we're not exactly seeing the physical form. It's just like the magical form of it, or like the projection of it. But it's pretty cool, I guess. And basically the outcome of the one of the final battle is actually, it's technically it's the final battle, but it's like Fahai just disappeared like this. Basically he got disappeared like whoom, or something like that. Basically see like this and then gone. That's it. Got defeated, and then Life and Pagoda obviously got destroyed, and then Xiaobai got free. But it's just like, I feel like this entire movie is just not really doing Fahai justice, and I feel like this is just a teaser for how evil Fahai could be, or like how powerful Fahai could be, because we see him being so powerful in the beginning of the movie, but it's just like not really, because again he's barely in this movie, and it sucks. And I feel like this whole movie is just like a teaser for like the next one, which is kind of weird, like especially Fahai, because I don't think we are done with Fahai. I think Fahai will return in the White Snake 3, and then he's gonna do something obviously to defeat Xiaobai and Xiaoqing again, and that got me excited, I guess. Because I just really hope that that wasn't like the final moment for Fahai, because if this was the final battle for Fahai, then it's not really a good send off. It's a disappointing send off for Fahai, because he's one of the he's like the main villain for the story, but for some reason he just like got defeated like that, that easily, and it sucks, and can I just say, guys, oh wait a second. Obviously the movie, the final battle basically, or like the final act of the movie is basically took place in the tail, or like wasn't the tail, but it's like, basically Xiaoqing and then Xiaobai, quote unquote Xiaobai, is trying to reach the snake's mouth to get off the Shura City, and this is them running, and apparently there's a bridge that formed, but will eventually collapse for at time. And then they just basically, this is the final act. I mean, there is a good musical, obviously there is good music and then good animation, but it's literally just the three of them, like Xiaoqing, Xiaobai, and the bull gang leader, basically running in the bridge together, and then trying to reach the snake mouth. And obviously the bull gang leader get transformed and all that kind of stuff, and then you got some moments in here in the end where you know, it's just like kind of, I would say kind of sad, but not really at the same time. It's really weird because I feel like this you know, this moment right here obviously is just not really hitting for me because they kind of did the same thing with the first movie where, you know, Sushan basically died and then Xiaobai is actually crying for him, and I was crying, and again leaving a long lasting impression that scene. You know, but this one is just like they try to do the same thing but it's just not really working for me. Because when this happened I was like, yeah, I mean it's kind of sad but it's just like not really hitting you in the heart, you know, like making you really want to cry, and it's just like, yeah, it kind of sucks that happens, but let's just be real, they're not gonna kill Xiaobai. You know, like that's kind of happening in my mind that they're not gonna kill her because Xiaobai is the main character, you know. And obviously after that scene, Xiao Qing leave the Shura City, and then he get to the future. She get to the future. This is her in the future wearing a modern clothing, obviously. And this is the ending of the movie, and I feel like it's really exciting because they also talk about that the white snake actually become a legend, like you know, white snake is always a legend, always a folklore, but in this one Xiao Qing actually come across to a man which is basically the reincarnated man from the basically the grandpa from the first movie, you know, the grandpa who rowing a boat in the first white snake movie and sing the classic white snake song, you know. And Xiao was like, you know what, grandpa, that's a really old song. You know, if you guys remember that character, that is the same character that appear in this modern timeline. And he basically talked to Xiao Qing that, oh yeah, the lady, what, like they're aware that the legend for the white snake, and the white snake, oh yeah, the white snake was in Life on Pagoda, right? But Life on Pagoda basically fell like many years ago, and they basically rebuilt it, and then, you know, and apparently Xiaobei got reincarnated so many times, and that to me is kind of weird. To be honest, it just doesn't really make any sense, and it's just too jarring for me. And yeah, he kind of sucks, to be honest, you know. But either way, and then obviously this is Xiao Qing is trying to piece together the Jade Harpin, which obviously the Jade Harpin, like she found the Jade Harpin in a museum, and this is where she actually, you know, she's actually trying to piece it together, the you know, the Jade Harpin, and basically trying to obviously just to piece together the sister belonging, her sister belonging, and apparently that managed to reincarnate Xiaobai, and Xiaobai basically kind of like she's not appear, but you can hear her voice like Xiaoqing, you know, like in the end, and then obviously Xiaoqing was like Xiaobai, you know, and that's pretty much the end for the movie. Like this is her face in the end of the movie, obviously crying, seeing her sister again, and that's the end of it. And to me, that is not really like, I feel like this ending kind of set up for the third movie, like the third actual White Snake movie, you know, and not really, you know, not really like sorry, like not really uh like a good like satisfying ending for a movie, I guess, because if it's like if this is the way they are going to end the second movie, then it's not looking good, man. I don't think this is a good way to end the White Snake franchise. You know, I know they're gonna build a bigger universe, but the White Snake franchise, like, they need a good end if they really want to end like this specific franchise, like not the New Legends franchise, but specific one. And I think that's why I feel like this movie could lead to the third one. To be honest with you guys, and I'm just really excited. I mean, just to see what the Light Chaser Studio do, but at the same time, I'm also kind of worried because I feel like in this movie, they're going too big, they're going too many, they try too many stuff, and it just doesn't work for me. And I feel like if they're going to make a third movie, I hope it's bigger than the first one, but I hope it's not complex or bigger than the second one, if that makes sense. You know, I hope it's going back to the original formula and to stay big but also contained at the same time, or like grounded at the same time in terms of the story and the characters. Hopefully we get to see Xiaobai and Sushian actually in the third movie. And one more thing, guys, like Sushian is as if I feel like this movie disrespecting him, because remember he was actually labeled as like, oh, he's a weak guy, like always hurt Xiaobai and all that kind of stuff. Like, I mean, shouting, at least shouting think that, but it's just like, you know, like he doesn't even appear in this movie that much. He's just in the beginning, and then he just gone, like gone, like a dust, gone. You know, like even in the end, like he's not even appearing, and it's just like, I'm just so sad because I feel like they disrespecting my boy, my boy Sushan right here. You know, and kind of suck that they always portray Sushan as this weak character. I mean, the first one he's good, but I feel the second one he's kind of like feel disrespectful for him as a characters, and he just like weird for me. Because Sushan was always gonna be the character that always trying to protect Xiaobai no matter what, but this one is just like I don't know, it doesn't really work for me. And again, I said this many times in this movie that this movie is not, it's not that great to be honest. And it's just like yeah, they just completely forget about Sushan, and Sushan is not even appear anymore in the film. Sorry, film. Unless the first, like the first 5 minutes, like the only screen time that he had, and he in that first 5 minutes, I mean, it kind of makes sense. That's the end of the original folklore. He's just begging to Fahai, and then basically got beating up so many times in the beginning, and that's it. He just gone. You know, I thought that Sushan and the baby is gonna come back at some point, but maybe they will in the future. Maybe they will in the third movie, but I don't know. I feel like the lack of Sushan and Xiaobai in this movie just make this movie even worse, to be honest. Like for Xiaobai, I get it, but I feel like for Sushan, like come on, man, like really, like you gotta do my boy like that. You're gonna have to remove Sushan like that in the movie, like so disrespectful. I'm just saying, and yeah, really disappointed to be honest. But yeah, but I guess that's it for the video. Again, I still there is several couple more things that I want to talk about, like my own ideas for Whitesnake 2 and then my hopes for Whitesnake 3. But I just realized that this video was already 41 minutes long, and I'm pretty tired for talking, guys. So I probably have to make a part 2 of this video, like continuing that. The next one is gonna be my own takes on the Whitesnake 2 movie, and then gonna be my hopes for Whitesnake 3, or like my ideas for Whitesnake 3. You know, I'm just gonna do that in separate video because my tongue, sorry, my throat hurt now because I keep talking too much. um Sorry guys. And so it's gonna be just the two section, like non-spoiler review and then this the spoiler breakdown video. And there's probably more that I missed that I'm probably going to mention about it tomorrow, but I don't know, I think I got all of them for these two specific section. And yeah, I think you know, yeah, I think that's it, I guess, for the video. Expect for part 2 about my other two takes, obviously. For I guess tomorrow, because this video is already 42 minutes long. It's too long already, and I'm tired. And I guess you guys can let me know in the comment section below. What do you guys think about this Whitesnake 2 movie right here? Again, you guys can watch it on YouTube. Literally, you guys can find that. And you know, what do you guys think about this movie? Do you guys think this is a great sequel for the first one, or do you guys just like me feel disappointed, you know, for the movie? Because I'm sure as hell disappointed, and I really hope that One Snack 3 can actually, you know, kind of like the first, like bigger than the first one, but also feel grounded, you know, and not becoming too big. Because again, this movie is too big, and it just kind of bogged down with many of this exposition and elements, and it just like again, it doesn't work. And you know, do you guys agree with that? You know, let me know about that in the comment section below. And obviously for the spoiler question, I don't know. I guess, did you guys think that the Foxy boss is the best part of this movie? Because to me she was, but maybe you guys have a different opinion. You know, what is the best part for the movie for you guys? You know, you guys can let me know about that. Mine is obviously the Foxy. Whenever the Foxy boss is on screen, it's actually the best part of the movie. I'm just gonna say that. And who is the best character for this movie, guys? I genuinely want to know. Like, it doesn't matter if it was a side character or a main character. So you guys can pick whatever you want. Like, which is the best character in White Snake 2? I'm genuinely wanting to know about that. And are you guys excited for White Snake 3? Because I'm kind of excited to see where they're gonna go with it. But you know, it's probably not gonna be excited as the first one. When the first one movie ended, I was like, oh, can't wait for the sequel. You know, hopefully they make a sequel. Like, please make a sequel. And in this one, well, I think they're gonna make a sequel definitely. But you know, what do you guys think about having a third White Snake movie? You know, and if you guys have any ideas for it, then I guess you guys can feel free to share about that in the comment section below. Again, share your opinions about the movie in the comment section below. I like to hear them. And yeah, I think that's it for today's video. Again, there's gonna be the next part is gonna be again my takes on the White Snake 2 story, and then obviously my hopes for White Snake 3. I'm going to do a separate video on that, so stay tuned for that, guys. And again, if you enjoyed them, please leave a like, comment, subscribe to my channel, ring the notification bell, share my videos, the usual stuff. And yeah, tomorrow is gonna be another White Snake 2 video, so stay tuned for that, guys. And again, I really hope you guys enjoy this video. Sorry the video is really long and I'm probably rambling the entire time. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm not really running a script for this. I'm sorry. But yeah, needless to say, if you guys watched this until the end, well, first of all, hi. Congratulations, you guys already watched the video until the end. But yeah, I guess thank you for watching the videos. And again, guys, I really hope you guys enjoy it. And I'll see you guys in the next one then. Bye.